Hello and welcome. Sugosha Media Private Limited presents a daily dose of aerospace and defense news from India and the world. I'm your host Shanti Kuber, presenting you the news for today. The headlines: INS Satpura and INS Delhi arrived at Singapore on 1st May to participate in the inaugural ASEAN India Maritime Exercise AIM 2023, scheduled from 2nd to 8th May. A new low-cost star sensor developed by astronomers from off-the-shelf components was recently launched by ISRO on board PSLV C-55. Indian Navy and DRDO conducted a successful maiden test trial of ADC-150 from an IL-38 SD aircraft off the coast of Goa on 27th of April. DRDO Center of Fire Explosive and Environment Safety has designed and developed a vertical shaft-based underground ammunition storage facility. With a total of four Arihant-class ballistic missile submarines planned, an Indian sea-based deterrent force is now an established reality. Godrej Aerospace has started manufacturing 8 modules of the 48 kN dry Kaveri engine for GTRE. NTPC Limited signs a supplementary joint venture agreement with Nuclear Power Corporation of India for the development of nuclear power projects. India and the Dominican Republic have agreed to expand good practices and more technical exchanges in the context of South-South cooperation. United Kingdom is set to acquire the BAE Systems Advanced Precision Kill Weapon Systems laser-guided rocket. MBDA awarded £1.9 billion contract to complete Polish air defense upgrade. Polaris awarded Bundeswehr contract for linear aerospike rocket engine design. Bird Aerosystems awarded contract to supply AMPS for ZEC Mi-17 helicopters. Liebherr signs contract for Eurodrone landing gear and hydraulic system. And Saab awarded US Navy contract for Carl Gustav M3E1 spare and repair parts. The news in detail. INS Satpura and INS Delhi arrived at Singapore on 1st May to participate in the inaugural ASEAN India Maritime Exercise scheduled from 2nd to 8th of May. The harbour phase of the exercise is scheduled to be held at Changi Naval Base from 2nd to 4th of May, and the sea phase will be conducted on 7th to 8th May in the South China Sea. AIM 2023 will provide an opportunity for Indian Navy and ASEAN navies to work together closely and conduct seamless operations in the maritime domain. INS Delhi, India's first indigenously built guided missile destroyer, and INS Satpura, an indigenously built guided missile stealth frigate, are a part of Indian Navy's Eastern Fleet based at Vishakhapatnam. These ships are fitted with state-of-the-art weapons and sensors. The ships, during their port call at Singapore, will also participate in International Maritime Defence Exhibition IMDEX 23, an international maritime security conference being hosted by Singapore. A new low-cost star sensor developed by astronomers from off-the-shelf components was recently launched by ISRO on board PSLV C-55. In its first ever space test, the sensor, which is mounted on the PSLV Orbital Experimental Module (POEM), is performing well, and the initial data has now validated its design as well as its function. The Starberry Sense payload, developed by the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, an autonomous institute of the Department of Science and Technology, was launched on 22nd April. This novel, low-cost sensor designed to quickly calculate where the satellite is pointing is being tested in space for the very first time. The astronomers from the Space Payloads Group at the Institute have announced that not only has Starberry Sense withstood the harsh conditions in space and is functioning as expected, The initial data shows that it is able to calculate the pointing direction. Indian Navy and DRDO conducted a successful maiden test trial of ADC-150 from an IL-38SD aircraft off the coast of Goa on 27th of April 23. The ADC-150 is an indigenously designed and developed air-droppable container with a 150 kg payload capacity. The trial was conducted to enhance naval operational logistics capabilities to meet the requirements of engineering stores for ships under distress which are deployed more than 2,000 kilometers from the coast. DRDO Center of Fire, Explosive and Environment Safety has designed and developed a vertical shaft-based underground ammunition storage facility. The trial of the storage structure was successfully conducted on 30th of April in the presence of the armed forces by detonating 5,000 kilograms of TNT in one of the chambers of the underground facility. This facility is designed to ensure an explosion within which will not cause damage to the adjacent chamber and also ensure full operability of the remaining facility. The facility is aimed at enabling upward vertical dissipation of blast effects, considerably reducing the blast effect on surrounding utilities. With a total of four Arihant-class ballistic missile submarines planned, an Indian sea-based deterrent force is now an established reality. These submarines are being supported by large-scale investment in command and control systems that include long-range communication facilities, dedicated hardened bases, and the appropriate support vessels. It is now clear that India is committed to achieving a nuclear triad which would be in accordance with standard nuclear warfighting doctrine. The first submarine of class Arihant was commissioned in August 2016. Second class was originally scheduled for completion in 2019 and then August 2022. The goal now is for it to be commissioned before the end of 2023. The third submarine is still scheduled to be completed around 2024. One of the four Arihant subs are completed subsequent once the four Arihant submarines are completed, subsequent construction will shift to a new design referred to the Arihant follow-on or S5 class. Godrej Aerospace has started manufacturing 8 modules of the 48 kN dry Kaveri engine for GTRE that plans to complete last mile trials for the certification of the engine before it is cleared for production. The dry Kaveri engine program officially has entered phase 2 with purpose-built engines that will be used for fine-tuning engine performance. NTPC has signed a supplementary joint venture agreement with Nuclear Power Corporation of India for the development of nuclear power projects. Initially, the JV company will develop two pressurized heavy water reactor projects, Chutka Madhya Pradesh Atomic Power Project 2 by 700 MW and Mahi Banswara Rajasthan Atomic Project 4 by 700 MW, which were identified as a part of fleet under the nuclear projects. India and the Dominican Republic have agreed to expand good practices and more technical exchanges in the context of South-South cooperation. The two countries have agreed to deepen cooperation in various sectors including space exploration, satellite data management, artificial intelligence, biotechnologies, information and communication technologies. Also, for the first time, India will include the Caribbean nation into the ITEC defense scheme, under which the armed forces personnel of that country will get trained at various military training institutes in the country. United Kingdom is set to acquire the BAE Systems Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System APKWS-2 laser-guided rocket likely to equip the British Army Air Corps Boeing AH-64E Apache Guardian attack helicopter. The US Department approved the sale of 768 APKWS-2 guidance kits on 28th of April, as well as related equipment, support and training for an estimated $31.2 million. MBDA has been contracted by the Polish armament technology to supply CAM missiles and eye launchers for Poland's Pilika plus air defense upgrade program. In total, MBDA In total, MBDA will provide missiles and missile launchers valued at £1.9 billion to support Poland's modernization and manufacture of a total of 22 Pilika plus air defense batteries, making it the largest European short-range air defense acquisition program in NATO. Designed by PGZ, Pilika will combine MBDA's CAM short-range radar-guided missiles with Polish-made autocannon and very short-range infrared-guided missiles into a triple-layer system commanded by a Polish command and control system and guided by Polish radars. Bain BW, Federal Office of Bundeswehr Equipment, Information Technology and In-Service Support, has awarded Polaris a contract to study the potential of a linear aerospike rocket engine as propulsion element in a spaceplane demonstrator. As part of the contract, an LAS rocket engine will be ignited and tested in flight for the first time. LAS form a novel class of rocket engines that enable major efficiency increases compared to conventional rocket engines. Depending on the mission scenario, this allows for higher payload mass, reduced vertical takeoff mass, and increased performance in terms of vehicle flight Mach number, flight attitude, and flight range. The Israeli company Bird Aerosystems has completed the deliveries of additional AMPS systems, including the MAX, a missile approach confirmation sensor, and a provision of SPRIOS, the self-protection radar electro-optic systems (DIRCM) for the Czech Air Force military Mi-17 military helicopters. The MAX is a semi-active confirmation radar that reduces the false alarm rate of the overall missile warning system. This program is part of a follow-up program with the Czech Air Force that has been protecting its helicopters with the AMPS system for the last 15 years and has deployed them in the most complex environments such as Afghanistan. Airbus and Space signed a contract with the German company Liebherr Aerospace. The company will develop, produce, and supply the landing gear and hydraulic systems for the European medium altitude, long range, remotely piloted aircraft system developed under the Eurodrone program. Liebherr Aerospace will take responsibility for development and manufacture of the main and nose landing gear, including actuation, steering, and electronic control, as well as the electro-motor driven pump. Saab Dynamics Karlskoga, Sweden, is being awarded a 23 billion dollar 5-year contract for the procurement of spare and repair parts for the 84 Carl Gustav M3E1 multi-role anti-armor anti-personnel weapon system and the 7.62 and 20 sub-caliber adapters. Work will be performed in Karlskoga, Sweden, and is expected to be completed by April 2029. The Carl Gustav is a Swedish-developed 84 caliber man-portable shoulder-fired recoilless rifle initially developed by the Royal Swedish Army Materiel Administration. The recoilless rifle is a lightweight, low-cost weapon that uses a wide range of ammunition, which makes it extremely flexible and suitable for a wide variety of roles. Carl Gustav M3 was the name used for decades worldwide for the basic weapon. That's all the news for today. Thank you and have a great day.